Hello everyone, welcome to EduSection. Do you know the fastest land animal is cheetah with a top speed of 120 kilometers per hour, and the fastest bird falcon has a top speed of 390 kilometers per hour. That is too fast. But do you know the speed of fastest train in the world is 600 kilometers per hour? But how does it achieve this? Let's explore. To understand this, we should first know how trains have evolved. Let us go back to the time when we had only steam engines to run the trains. They were fast but had a lot of scope for improvements. They lacked speed because of its low efficiency. There were primarily three reasons for their low efficiency. First, its structure was too heavy and bulky. Second, they used to take a lot of time to start. And third, presence of friction and air drag. To overcome this, electric trains were developed. Electric engines were faster than steam engines. As their structure was improved, they could start instantly. But still, they couldn't overcome the effects of friction and air drag. Now we have the fastest train which has overcome friction to a great extent, and that train is magnetic levitation train, or we call it MagLev train, having a maximum speed of approximately 600 kilometers per hour. That is nearly half of the speed of an aircraft. Now, this means I can cover a distance of 100 kilometers only in 10 minutes. Isn't that awesome? Let us understand what is a magnetic levitation train and how does it works. An object is said to be levitated when it is suspended in the air. This is done to reduce friction. So, this is how MagLev got its name, as it is levitated because of magnetic properties. Let us look at these properties. First, let's understand something about magnets. We know that magnets have two poles, North Pole and South Pole, and magnets attract metals. Let us see what happens when we take a magnet and bring another magnet close to it. If the like poles are facing each other, then they repel each other. If the opposite poles are facing each other, they attract each other. Now, let us see how these properties help in levitation of train. The train, because of its mass, is attracted towards the center of Earth because of Earth's gravitational pull. A force greater than the gravitational pull has to be applied on the train in opposite direction so as to suspend the train just above the tracks. The basic principle of generating this opposing force is by the use of magnets having opposite poles as they repel each other, and this can be performed by various techniques. We just saw how the train is levitated. Now we will understand how the train moves forward without an engine. Magnets are placed along the guideways of the track and along the train in a pattern as is shown here. Let us now see how the magnets help in the linear motion of the train. Let's start from the first magnet from the rear end of the train. Over here, what we can see, this magnet is pushed forward by repulsion and pulled forward by attraction. This is happening because of the polarity of magnets. This keeps on repeating for other magnets as well. Now, the train moves forward and reaches this position. Let us see what happens at this position. Again, consider the same magnet on the rear end of the train and observe the magnetic forces acting on it and in what directions. This magnet is being pulled backwards by attraction and also pushed backwards by repulsion. So, this causes the train to move in backward direction. But this phenomena will not allow the train to move in forward direction. So how to produce the forward motion? Now, let's get back to the previous scenario when the train has just moved one step forward. If there is a possibility of changing the polarity of magnets such that the magnet which earlier repelled now attracts and the magnet which attracted is now repelling, now again consider the forces acting on the rearmost magnet on the train. Since the polarity of the magnets has changed, the train is being pushed forward and pulled forward. This keeps on repeating and thus the train moves forward. This forward motion is possible only because of the change in polarity of the magnets. But the question arises, is the change in polarity possible? Answer is yes. We can do this with the help of electromagnets. Let us understand what electromagnets are. Let us take a conductor and coil a copper wire around it. Connect this setup with a switch and a battery. We turn on the switch, the current starts flowing, and if we bring some metal parts, they are attracted towards the coil, and the moment we switch it off, metal parts get detached. This is happening because of magnetic effect of electric current. But why only electromagnets? Unlike permanent magnets, the strength and polarity of electromagnets can be changed. Now let's see how polarity of electromagnet can be changed. As we know, a battery has two terminals, positive and negative, and current flows from positive to negative terminal. Now let us consider one loop of coil from the top. According to clock rule, if current at any face of a loop flows in clockwise direction, that face behaves like south pole of magnet, and if the current flows in anti-clockwise direction, that face behaves like north pole of magnet. If we consider top coil and connect a battery like this, current will flow in clockwise direction as shown. It produces south pole of a magnet. Same will happen at the top part of the nail, and south pole will be formed at the top and north pole will be formed at the bottom of the nail. Now, if we reverse the direction of the current by changing the orientation of the battery, the current will flow in the anti-clockwise direction as shown. It produces north pole at the top and south pole at the bottom. So, this is how electromagnet helps in the propulsion of the magnetic levitation train, as they are able to change their polarity. So actually the coils in the guideways are the electromagnets, and the power source used is such that it keeps on changing the polarity of the electromagnet. As discussed, levitation train overcame the friction. Still, there is a possibility of reducing air drag, and for this, hyperloop technology is being developed that we will cover in the upcoming video. Thank you.